What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Patriot Specialized. Today's episode, we got a Doosan 370 wheel loader we're going to get delivered. We got some dies we're picking up, and we got a name for the truck. Stick around. We'll be right back. Roll that intro footage.
Right across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys, the giddy up gone boys. 18 wheels on the concrete, it's a slow and dying breed, rolling like Jesse James. Modern day outlaw game. If you're out here riding with me, come on back and make some noise. We're the last of the cowboys.
Right, guys. Welcome back. As I said on the intro, I appreciate you tuning in today. We got a name for the truck. We sort of have a name for the truck, but we're going to get the answer for the name here in 1 second. So what we got going on is we ended up with a tie. In true Patriot Specialized fashion, we ended up with a tie on this thing. So what I decided to do for a tiebreaker, I was kind of waiting for somebody else to chime in, just one more person to chime in on one or the other, and that never happened. So what I ended up doing was, or deciding to do, is we are going to call my dispatch, which is the owner of A&H's daughter. She is my dispatcher. We're going to call her, and we're going to let her pick the name. She's going to be our tie-breaking vote. We're going to see what we get, and you guys are going to see it right now.
Hold on 1 second. You might have to go in my car.
All right.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on, it's taking forever. Oh, hello?
Hello. Hi. This one should make you happy.
Okay, I figured.
This one will make you happy, I think.
Okay,
So,
let's hear it.
I don't know if you have watched the channel lately, but a couple episodes ago, I put it out there for everybody on as subscribers to name the truck. And
Oh, this is so funny that you're saying that. I was wondering what the truck was named today.
well, you are gonna pick it because we got a tie.
No, I'm not. Oh, okay, go ahead.
We got a tie, and our choices are either tank or beast.
I mean, if I have to pick though, it would probably be Beast.
Beast?
What do you think?
That's what I thought it was gonna end up being. That was the one
like better?
that I like Beast because that is something that gets mentioned a lot. Like every time I pull in somewhere and I'm at a fuel stop or something like that.
Like that's a Beast.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh man, that truck is a beast. That's
I
what
go
okay. Beast it is.
Beast.
There you go, guys. Beast it is. So our it's finally kind of cool to have a name for the truck. It's kind of getting old calling it the truck or a truck or my truck or whatever. So we got a name for the truck now. Beast it is, and I'm going to start referring to it on the channel. It's pretty. I appreciate everybody that commented and got involved in this, and there was a lot of people outside the channel that just came to me and talked to me, so I was writing things down. People at my work and people, friends of mine that watched the videos, and they were chiming in what they thought, and so it wasn't just what was on the channel itself. There was a lot of outside going on too. So but we ended up with between Tank and Beast, it was a tie. So I thought, this is ridiculous. Like, of course it's a tie. Of course we can't just get a true 100%. This is it. But I'm happy with Beast. I think it's a very fitting name. I think that's something that has been mentioned since I got the truck. Just about everybody that sees it says, "Man, that thing is a beast." So definitely fits the truck, and it's good to have a name. So now let's get on the rest of this video. We got a whole bunch of information for you on today's episode. Pretty cool episode. First, we're gonna get this this big big wheel loader, this 370 wheel loader, offloaded up in Toledo, Ohio. Our delivery. I hadn't shot anything on this thing yet, so I figured I'd jump out here. I think we're waiting on them. They're loading one up right there, and I think we got to go around once they get that loaded. So I figured I'd show you this thing real quick. This is our baby right here. It's a Hitachi 370 wheel loader, weighing in at about 67,000 pounds, 10'7" wide, and it's 12.3 tall, so that puts us about 14.3 tall on the trailer. So pretty good load, nice and easy. This is what we did for securement. On the back here, I did one chain right through their tow hooks, down, or their securement points down the other side. Full credit for that chain. Obviously got our flags on the outside, marking the widest portions of the load. I did a chain in the middle here. Even though I do have the brace in, this chain isn't required because the brace is here. However, weight wise, I needed another chain in somewhere, so that was the best spot to put it. We got one chain, two binders there. Get credit for one chain. And in the back, we went ahead and used their tow hooks on each side, came straight down the trailer. I did one chain, two binders, and then I ran one chain all the way across, so we get one chain's credit here, two chain credit there, three chains credit in the middle, and then that back one gives us four chains. Four chains rated at 11,300 pounds each. We are sitting at way over the required half of the weight of the load, which, you know, the load weighs 67,000. So we are way good on securement. Right now, we're gonna start stripping this thing, getting ready to get it unloaded. Today is day one of the General Motors die project, so this is going to be ongoing for quite a while. We're going to see what I'm getting into when I get up there today, but the way it looks, it's going to be a lot. So let's see what we got going on here, and we'll try to get out of here. Well, that's that. That took way longer than I wanted it to. Put our driving shoes on. Head on to the next one. Right through the muddy parking lot. Here we go. All right, there you go. Got that wheel loader all delivered. And now we're heading up to Michigan to grab the first of the dies. This is actually what you're gonna see on the video. The very first die, I didn't do any video on. I wasn't sure of the situation. I wasn't sure about the people up there. I didn't get a chance to talk to them about filming. So I didn't film anyone on the first one. So what you're seeing here is actually the second one that I got picked up. And we're gonna pick this video up on Tuesday afternoon, probably about 12:30 or so. Guys, we are loaded up here in Michigan. This project we started yesterday. I did one yesterday. This is the second one. There is approximately 800 of these things that are getting shipped. Not all of them are something that I can do or that I'm here to do. I can do all of them, but some of them are legal. Some of them are just needed a flatbed, Conestoga, whatever. So they don't all need me, but the ones that do need me, I'm here to do, and I'm just gonna stay on this and stay on this and stay on this. So hopefully I'll be able to bring in some content. But this is what we got going right here. This is a stamping die. This one I wasn't able to find out what it makes. There just wasn't anything around it that showed what it makes, which is something, it's pretty interesting when you're loading these dies to see what it is that they made. Last round that we did, there was one of those dies that made and this was in 2018, 2019, something like that. It actually made the right front fender to a Citation. I'm pretty sure Chevy stopped making a Citation in about 1985. So I don't know why they still had that die, but they did. And these dies are going to scrap. They're out of production, whatever they're not going to ever use them again, so they're scrapping them. Like I said, there's 800 of them in this building that we are moving down to scrap. So this is what we got. This particular one, she's kind of heavy. See the bottom there? 86,420 pounds piece. One die. It's saying it weighs in at 86,000 pounds. You guys saw me flip the axle. Obviously, we need that. We're running on 7 axles for this load, 4 in the back. Leave the pusher up. Run the rest of them. Should give us plenty of weight. We're gonna weigh this one and see what happens. But what I did for securement on this, obviously 86,000 pounds. We'll call it 87,000 to be sure. 87,000, you need what, 43,500 pounds worth of securement. We have one chain going all the way across there, one chain going all the way across here, one chain going all the way across, and then those 2 X in the front, we actually get half credit for those. So that is a total of 4 chains, 11,300 pounds each. That puts us somewhere in the neighborhood of 45,000 pounds worth of securement, and it is required to have 44, so we're in good shape with securement. Made sure they're nice and tied down. We also have them so they're pulling forward. The front 2 are pulling forward, and then the way I set these This one here, it's got a little bit of a backward angle on it. This one also has a little bit of a backward angle, and this one has a very solid backward angle. The reason I did that is because if I need to slam on the brakes, I don't want this thing sliding on me. So that we got one holding it from taking off. If somebody was to rear end us, holding it from going backwards, we got those two up front pulling on it, keep it from going backwards. But if I was to have to slam on the brakes, those other three chains are gonna help with that. Also downward pressure, securing the load. So we are in great shape there. This one is heavy only, does not require signs or flags. On a heavy only permit, both in Michigan and Ohio, it does not require to have signs and flags. Right now, I got the trailer sitting on the ground. I did that because it's easier. Thank you, Jim. It's easier to get the back axle to flip with the neck on the ground. So I did that, flipped it, and then I just left it on the ground so when they put this thing down, there wasn't so much pressure on my airbags, just in case they set it down fast. So that's why I left it on the ground. So we are gonna lift this trailer up, back up. This door right here, that door right there, if you go out that door, it is an immediate left turn. There's a building on the other side. There is zero chance of us ever making it out that door. However, they got another door right past that truck you see sitting right there. There's a door that goes out the side. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna back up and then we'll go out that side door. And we're going this way on the road that's right outside the building here. So should be in good shape. We're gonna get out of here. We'll go run this thing. We'll go park at Lodi just like we did last night. This is where I'm gonna be for the rest of my life, I think, unless I flip this around. I'm either gonna be in Lodi, Ohio at the TA, or I'm gonna be in Perrysburg, Ohio at the Petro. One of them two, depending on if I'm up here to load first thing in the morning or if I'm down there delivering first thing in the morning. The way it's working out right now, it looks like I'm gonna be down there delivering first thing in the morning all week this week, because that's just the cycle I'm on. So here we go. We're gonna get out this door, get moving, go get parked for the night. It's about a 4.5-hour ride permitted. Permitting this thing was interesting. We're gonna talk about that here in 1 second. So, but right now I wanna get the heck out of here so we can go get parked, enjoy a shower, get something to eat, and then we can talk about the particulars of this deal. So let's do it. This trailer some air, and we're going to check our gauges back there. The trailer's struggling a little bit. It's still raising. Alright guys, so we are sitting at about 56 pounds. We look at our gauge here. 60 is 19,000, 53 is 17,000. So we should be somewhere around 18,000 pounds on the rear axle. This gauge over here, it shows what the front three have. So looking like we're right about the same. Our permit in both Michigan and Ohio permit. In Michigan says we can't have any single axle be more than 24,000 with a gross weight of 150,000. Obviously we don't have that, 18 per axle. I'm gonna have to check the front axles, make sure my drives are good, but we are good there. Ohio gives us 120 or 20,000 pounds per axle, as long as we're not exceeding the gross, which I think we permitted 150, 148 in Ohio. So looks like we're good. We're definitely good on the trailer axles, and I'm gonna check the truck gauges and make sure we're good there too. I think we are good to go. Let's get rolling. What's up, guys? So got parked for the night. We are currently in Lodi, Ohio at the TA Travel Center. This is pretty much the best stop. There is one more TA down a little bit further that get me a little bit closer, but their parking lot is real tight. Getting out of there is real weird, so I don't like going there if I don't have to. So I stopped here. We're only about 45 minutes from our delivery, so this is a good place to stop. There's a couple things I wanted to show you. That one thing that I do when I'm running super heavy like this, when I'm parked for the evening, and the other thing I wanted to show you that caught me off guard up there. I found it up there at the shipper before I left, but I wanted to show it to you here. I went ahead and pulled stuff off, and so I'm gonna kind of reenact what I found up there, but let's do it. So first off, when I'm parked like this, and if you have a pusher axle on your truck, you should, when you set your tractor brakes, it's going to lift that pusher axle up. I don't like, I'm sure not all trucks are like that, but mine is. I don't like, sometimes you could just set the trailer brakes, leave the pusher axle down, but when I'm parked for the evening, I don't like doing that either, especially when it's going from rainy weather like it is right now to being cold tonight. There's a high likelihood that those brakes are going to freeze up overnight, so I like to leave them open, and then I can pop the button a couple times in the morning and make sure everything's working the way it should. But this particular thing, I don't like leaving all this weight on the airbags of the truck. So what I do is, when I get parked for the evening, I put on my PTO, set the trailer on the ground, take some pressure off of them airbags on the truck, give them a little bit of brake, because I'm sure they're under some pressure. So let's do that real quick, and then I'll show you the other thing. All right, so first off, we're gonna set this trailer on the ground. There we go. Takes the pressure off them airbags. Now, it's pretty much simple as that. Gotta love hydraulics. So the other thing is, you gotta be careful on these loads when customers say they're 102 inches wide, because they probably are 102 inches wide sitting on the ground whenever they're measuring it. But they end up not being 102 inches wide. Here is why. Let me set this thing back to being straight here. That's the important part, is making sure the pole, when you're doing this measurement, is straight. That one might actually still be a little bit off. They were telling me this is 102 inches wide. You take this measurement. What I always do is I set my high pole up like this, because that gives me a straight line down to the trailer. And then I can measure from the trailer over to the inside of the pole. And right there we are at 3 1/4 inches. So we're sticking out over the trailer 3 1/4 inches on this side. And then, just to be sure, I always make sure I check the front as well. Step back here, make sure we're straight. That looks straight there. And we're still sticking off 2 inches up front. So now let's check the other side. Now that we know what this side is, let's check the other side. Now this one here happens to be that it looks like the top is wider than the bottom, so set this in here, make sure we're straight up and down. Take another measurement. 2 3/4 there. I'll take a look at this last one. Make sure our pole is straight. Looks like it might be a little bit off. We're at 2 inches there. So now we know the widest one on the other side, the widest portion on the other side was 3 inches or 3 1/4, whatever it was. This side over here is 2 inches. So width of the trailer, let's just be 100% sure, even though I know what this is, but for the sake of you guys, and this may come into play. This video may come into play later. Nice puddle I'm standing in here. We'll measure across the trailer. We have a little under 102, 101 3/4. So we've got the 101 3/4 plus 3 1/4 over there. That gives us 101. The quarter equals 102. 105, and then we have another 2 inches over here, so we're actually 107 inches wide with this particular load. So I found this out when I was up there after I got it loaded, and I was checking everything out, making sure all my lights worked and everything. I figured this out there. So what we ended up having to do was throw our signs and flags on and throw our flags on the outside of the edge of the load. We already have a permit. We permitted these loads at max weight. We permitted them max width, or 10 foot wide. So we knew there isn't anything there that's going to be 10 foot wide. So we knew at 10 foot we would be super good. So that's what we did. Our permit is already good. We're good for the width we are, but we need to know it for a couple different reasons. Number one, obviously you want to know if you need to put signs and flags on, because you don't, because earlier on in the video I said this is a heavy only and we don't need signs and flags, and that wasn't the case. But also because we are paid differently based on heavy only, heavy and wide, wide only, legal. So there's a difference in the way my company gets paid on what they put on the trailer. So this, is it sitting crooked? Maybe. Does it matter? Probably not, because if you measure across this thing, which we probably should do just to be 100% sure. Now, this is also a difficult measurement to get, because you got to measure here and then from here to here, because there's no way to measure it to the outside. So let's do that. And this measurement we get right here. I can't even see it. Is 88 1/2 inches. We'll measure from here to the edge. That is 8 1/2 inches. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. That looks like 9 inches there. So 88 1/2 plus 8 gives us 96 1/2. 88. Yeah, 96 1/2. That's what that gives us, plus another 9 inches. So we're at 105 inches. Based on just measurements alone on the piece itself, it's 105 inches. So on this one, we are wide and we are absolutely heavy. So I'm gonna put this stuff away, put my flags back on, and then we'll know to build this thing appropriately. So that is what is going to be probably the most tricky part about the whole program that we're on here, this whole account that we're trying to settle, is going to be making sure that all of the paperwork matches the loads and matches how we're going to be do our billing for it. So that is a tricky part, and you guys just saw it. It's actually pretty simple, but you need to pay attention to it because it can greatly change the situation and what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do. So that's all I got on this video. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you to all of you that got involved and commented on the name of the truck. Beast it is, and looking forward to using that name from now on. And if this is your first episode, I appreciate you tuning in today. If you like what you see, hit that like button. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing numbers grow. It's really cool to watch how the channel grows and the people that subscribe. And the more people that subscribe, the more comments we get and the more interaction we get. And it has all been super positive leading up till now. And I look forward to keeping that ball rolling and having a whole bunch of subscribers so we can grow our community and be a force to be reckoned with on YouTube. So I appreciate everybody tuning in today, and we will see you guys on the next one. Everybody stay safe out there.